Chapter 1421 continues in the Mashiba household, but Morikawa yet again narrowly escapes actual romance in his manga. Mashiba, the Hajime no Cockblock, is at again and appears like a grim reaper of romance. He is terrifying Ippo to the point where he is just word vomiting in front of him. I mean, it's always awkward for a brother to walk in a dark room where his sister is with a guy, and this guy also has kicked your ass. So of course, Mashiba asks what Ippo is planning on doing with his sister, and the first words that come out of his mouth is, doing her.
Nice.
Kumi sounds like she's 100% on board with it, but that's not something you tell her brother. Ippo has an anxiety attack and Kumi helps him through it. Then in the next panel, which I think is the best in the chapter, Mashiba watching Kumi and Ippo. He knows they're a perfect match. He knows that Ippo is the best person to protect Kumi, like he has his entire life. He knows what an amazing man he is, despite how much Ippo irritates him. Deep down he knows that whether he likes it or not, they're going to end up together. So he caves and tells him to calm down. He isn't going to hit him. Ippo blushes at the slightest sign of Mashiba attempting to be nice, which pisses him off even more. He caught him making out with his sister, well, almost, in his house. If anything, he's waiting execution, but he wants to make a compromise, since he's Kumi's guardian. I touched on this on my video about what would bring Ippo out of retirement. While Kumi is over 18, she no longer needs a guardian to get married, but Kumi isn't exactly forward with her feelings like our favorite protagonist. Mashiba might have to do one last thing for Kumi. Test Ippo. Make sure he would do good by her, and in the future, maybe even make a deal with him in order to marry her. No matter how rough the exterior is, all he wants is Kumi to be happy, and for a man that's stronger than he is, to protect her. And Ippo is the only person to have ever beaten him. For the first time, Mashiba is trying to meet him halfway. For now, it's just some questions. He asks what Ippo likes about his sister. He can't possibly mess this up, right? Well, he's embarrassed and can't answer in time, so they both beg for another try. While outside, the three stooges decide to leave Itagaki waiting to see if something happens. Kumi asks for one more chance. Since this is the first time she would hear anything from Ippo regarding why he likes her, and it's a chance for some progress. Heaven knows we need some kind of progress after all this time. Ippo takes off his weights and answers before Mashiba can even get the question out. Ippo, we know damn well your weights aren't the thing that's holding you back. He fires off a few things about how gorgeous she is. Kumi is blushing, but Mashiba calls it out. It was all about her looks, and pisses him off. Kumi recommends to give him something easier to answer since this is such a difficult situation for him. Ippo has never talked about these things with Kumi alone, and now he has to do it in front of her brother. I mean, I don't have a sister, but I would imagine this would be awkward for everyone. Kumi asks what her favorite animal is, which is a freebie, but Ippo screws it up and thinks what's best suited for her and says cat. There's no helping this man. He KO'd Mashiba with sheer stupidity alone. He has literally failed every question spectacularly. The Mashiba siblings get into an argument and play a game of who has the better Mashiba face, which Kumi wins, which is hilarious, and blames all of her romantic issues on Mashiba, and tells him to stop messing up her life. I agree with Ippo on it. This was just too far. Mashiba has spent his entire life protecting her, looking out for her, and providing for her. We all have those fights with our siblings and say things we don't mean. My brother definitely has. Ippo tries to calm everyone down and calls Mashiba Oni-chan, which pisses him off even more, and Kumi literally and metaphorically flips the table. As sad as it is, this is the most bonding all of them have had the whole series. For predictions, there's a lot to go over this time. I believe that the fights are going to go in order from Protest, the Kamigawa Gym card, Mashiba versus Marcus, and then Sendo versus Ricardo. I think we're going to see some surprises from Ippo's students. I'm not sure how long at this point they've been training with him, but we do know that they've made a habit of punching directly and flat while they're doing mid-holding with Ippo because of Ippo's abnormally strong wrists. When he catches punches with the mitts, he doesn't have any slack like they normally would. He would just literally catch their punch. And as we saw with the Ippo versus Volg spar, it feels like you're hitting a brick wall. I believe that this will lead both of the students being hard punchers. The last time they did spars were against boxers with plenty of experience in the ring before they were pros, They were basically being hazed because the other coaches were still sour about losing to Ippo when they were active. The Kamigawa gym card seems to be straightforward. I don't think Takamura will lose. It's still too early for something that traumatic to happen in the story. Itagaki has been in a bad place for a while, and he seems to be losing his edge when Ippo retired. I hope this is a start to a comeback and character growth that he desperately needs. I'm not sure what rank Kimura is now, but I hope that we do see him do well instead of just comic relief. Aoki is, well, Aoki. So I'm not getting my hopes up, but it'd be really cool to see him fight in a title match versus Iga. I think Mashiba will ask Ippo to be his second in the world title fight and also spar with him. He's had a lot of character growth since his fight with Juan Garcia and finally realized Ippo is an amazing man. He strives to be a man that sees things through to the end. I think we're going to see Ippo keep being a second in the world title fights, which is ironic. Without a doubt, this match is going to be a bloody and rough one for Mashiba, but with his training from Ippo on how to deal with bulldozing fighters, if he can handle Ippo's post-retirement boxing, then he'll be able to get through anything Marcus Rosario can throw at him. As always, if you have a different idea what's going to happen, leave a comment down below. I always enjoy seeing other people's point of view. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and if you want to keep updated with Hajime No Ippo reviews and other manga content, subscribe and hit that bell. If you got this far in the video, I just wanted to thank everyone for all the support. This channel has grown faster than I ever thought possible. I plan to make a Berserk review next, over the chapters that have been released in 2023. Till next time, keep fighting on. Bye.